How's it going, everybody? It's gonna be a real quick video. I just got home from work. It's 7 o'clock. I just had to cook dinner and get ready for bed, but I am gonna show you a little sneak peek at the garden. The Back to Nature garden. This is the Back to Nature garden, and probably I'll shoot over to the big garden and give you a little sneak peek on that too. Let me turn you around. Alright, on these tomatoes, I couldn't get them as deep as I wanted because of the roots and everything. So once they started coming up a little bit, I took just regular old potting soil and just piled up on the roots. Not on the roots, I piled up on the stalk to kind of try to stimulate root growth outwards instead of just what I was able to get in the ground. But these tomatoes are looking good. They're getting green, and there's one tree, that darn tree right there. I still need to cut that tree down, but we'll have to do that when I get time. I replanted a dill. It's coming up pretty good. Over here, remember I told you I was going to string up through here? Well, look at them. Those are rattlesnake beans. They are going crazy. And if you can see how I got wire. See, I tied wire down at the bottom of this, and I got wire going along over there to that other tree. And then I took this twine right here. See this twine? And I don't know if you can see it very good. And see, I got another wire going across the top, and I just took the twine and went up and down, and it's kind of leaning over, so when they grow up, they're going to be growing up at an angle, and hopefully the beans will be just hanging straight down. But they're looking good. I mean, they're coming up good. All right, and over on this other side, I did the same thing with the twine, and I planted cucumbers down here, and they're still little bitty, but they're all coming up. See the little cucumbers? They're all coming up. And then right over here is my peppers. Peppers is nice and green. They're growing good. And them little things, I didn't know what they were in those little pots. I planted in this little circle right here. But it don't look like they're gonna make it. They still little bitty, but we'll see. We'll see. And then these are my other tomato plants. And I got wire up here for when they start getting big. This wire right here goes straight along over there to that tree. And then I got the tomato plant in the corner. And I had to put a T-post up because I didn't have a tree over in the far corner, so I could string it up if I had to. Alright, over here at the Three Sisters garden, as you can see, there's my little circle of corn. And there's my little circle of corn, and there's my little circle of corn, and I got two other circles down there on the end. Corn's coming up good. So once that corn gets up about 2 foot, I'll come back in with my beans. Well, oh yeah, I have decided to build a tool shed too. Since I've been down here, I've been slowly bringing tools here as I need them. Well, it's done got so crowded in that camper, I feel like I'm living in my tool shed. So I'm building a 4x8 tool shed, 8-foot walls. It's tall. It's gonna hold just about everything I got, which is awesome. That way I can get it out of the camper. I can actually move around. My arm, everything's good. There's a little I got a little hump there, as you can see, and it'll probably be there the rest of my life. But it don't, it don't hurt no more. It was itching the other day, but that's a good thing. It means it's healing. But I don't feel it sticking me no more, so well, I think it'll be all right. My son came over this past weekend. He Mr. Ed gave me an old mailbox that was in his barn. But my son painted it up for me this past weekend, so the mailbox is getting ready. I've got a log, a hickory log was what's left over from that. Yeah, I got a haircut too. It got hot, had to get rid of it. But I got a log. It's the rest of that hickory that I used for my fence post, and there's a spot on the end of that log where a limb's growing out, and I'm gonna take a chainsaw and chop it off and put me a piece of deck board on there and put my mailbox on there, and I might even put my name in the side of it. We'll see. But let me turn you around and show you my tool shed. It's a wreck around here, y'all. I still gotta clean up, but there's my tool shed. It right next to the shower. But that's gonna be nice to get my tools out of the camper, because I'm running out of room. But let me get things straightened around here, and we'll shoot over there to the other garden. I'll show you what it looks like. We are at the big garden. All right, we're gonna start over here with the corn. Ooh. And the grass cometh. Good Lord, the grass is growing. I ain't done any weeding yet. And it looks like I was looking at some little tillers. I'm probably gonna get me a little bitty tiller, so I can go in between the rows, which will help tremendously on the weeding. But we'll have to see. Man, there's a horsefly that lives out here and loves my head. Anyway, no horseflies bother me anywhere except when I come here in this garden. It's funny. But I'm gonna quit talking. I'm gonna turn y'all around. I'm gonna show you what we got. Yeah, this row right here, that row right there, that row, and that row is corn. Look at there. Look at that pretty corn. It's coming up good. Right. And that's corn. Right here, this whole row right here is okra. I'm gonna bring y'all down here. You see all that? All those dark green spots? That's okra. All those dark green spots down that row is okra. So we're gonna have a good row of okra. I don't have anything in this right now. What I'm thinking about doing, I have been propositioned to grow a pumpkin and maybe some sunflowers. I had some sunflowers last year and I saved a bunch of seed. So I'm thinking I'm gonna grow me some sunflowers and a pumpkin. I bought a packet of pumpkin seeds at the dollar store the other day, and I stuck them in seed containers. When we get back over to the camper, I'll show you. But what I'm thinking about doing, I've got these 3 rows right here, which they're full of grass, but I got a row here, here, and here. And I'm thinking about tilling it up and making one big mounded row right down through there, and put me some pumpkins, and then maybe the other half of it and all sunflowers. So we'll have to see. My tomato plants are looking good. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, you're probably gonna think I'm mean, but last night, well, the night before last, I noticed they were putting on bloom sets. These tomato plants are not big enough yet to even think about start making babies. I had to be the daddy. So I walked down through and I pinched every bloom set off of every plant in this row. The plant, you gotta remember, once the plant, darn, horsefly. Once the plant gets the bloom set and actually starts making blooms and trying to make babies, all the energy of that plant's gonna go to making fruit. It ain't gonna worry about getting any bigger. So when you go through and you pinch your bloom sets off, if you got some little bitty tomato plants and it's putting out bloom sets, pinch the bloom sets off and let them get a little bit bigger so they can concentrate on the plant getting big, and it'll put out more bloom sets instead of concentrating on making fruit when they're so small. So that's what I did. I pinched them all off last night, but I'll show you the little plants. Some of them look better than others, and yes, there's grass all in here. But like this plant right here, that plant looks good. And just about all of them are the same size. Good Lord, about all you can see is grass. Here's a good tomato plant. That one's leaning over. I'm gonna have to probably tie it up here in a minute. And see, that one's real healthy. That one's real healthy. But see, they're not big enough. They're not ready to make babies yet. So, and see, some of them are taller than others. That one done got up pretty good. And I even got one leaning over right there. I might have to start thinking about tying these jokers for long. But, they're doing good. One thing I have noticed, my peppers out here aren't doing as good as the ones at the camper. I don't know if it's the heat. I know the ones at the camper don't get as much sunlight out here, but they just look like they're getting burnt. And I don't remember. I don't think I fertilized these. That might be what's wrong with them, but I don't know. We'll look at them. See how yellow? Now the new leaves are green. These old leaves, these were the leaves that was on there when I planted them. But the new leaves coming out are green, but they're just growing a lot slower out here than they are behind the camper. See how green the top leaves are and the bottom leaves are yellow. The bottom leaves is what, and see how green that is? See, that one's doing good. And just about all of them are like that. The little baby dragon cayennes, they're still hanging in there. Well, they got a couple of them got new leaves on them. We'll just have to see. I'm gonna leave them in there. I want to get at the end of this row and show you these peas. Look there. There's peas all up and down the tops of these rows. Peas all the way down. Healthy, healthy peas. Healthy peas. All the way down the row. Now see, this is grass. That's grass. Those are peas in the middle. Those are peas. And those are peas. And you can see how good and crooked them rows are now. I'll be really good. But it's okay. They still growing good. Well, I'll let you see the pumpkins when I get back to the camper. I gotta get away from this horsefly right now. Look at these pumpkins. Them pumpkins. Them's dollar store pumpkins. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of them. So I'm gonna plant half of them back here, half of them at the other garden. And we'll just have to see what happens. Well, that's it, y'all. I gotta get ready for dinner. I gotta cook dinner and get all the rest of my stuff put up. We'll see you on the next time. I hope I can get another one up quicker than I did this one, but you know how it goes. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment, leave me a comment, and we'll see y'all on the next one.